Not bad, not bad. The weatherman says 22 degrees today. I'm kind of worried about that because, believe me, my prediction, 25 degrees, and I'm kind of hoping that we've still got plenty of day to go. I really am. It's Monday, March the 1st, which, well, it must be weird for the people on the other side of the world, especially some young lady that I'm going to be talking to very, very shortly, coming out of Ontario, yes. Hayley Verrall is joining us. But first of all, folks, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107fm, and for those of you that are following us live on Facebook Live right now, thank you so much for tuning in. Believe me, we absolutely love to be able to bring exciting new artists to everybody and in every platform, so thank you very much for joining us. If you're going to be watching it a little later on YouTube, you know what to do, right? You do, yeah. Sub, thumb, bell, bingo. Bell because you get the notifications, all that sort of stuff. We're doing this all the time. You want to be a part of it. And today we are so happy to be able to bring Hayley Verrall. And you know, I'm elated about this. I really am. She is joining us out of Ontario. Here's her track, Daddy, right here at Galaxy. So how are you feeling, Hayley?
Not too bad.
Awesome.
How you doing?
Nervous as hell. Okay.
Hey.
Believe me, I'm in the company of an absolute brilliant artist, so I always get nervous when I talk to talent. I do.
Hey, I appreciate that.
My pleasure, believe me. I can deal with the people that are listening because they can't see me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I only wear my glasses because it makes me look sexy. Hayley, we absolutely love your music. The next one up we have is Like You Meant It, and then we're going to do your most requested song, Dance Around It. And believe me, Hayley, absolutely stunning. You went straight into the Galaxy charts at number 11, and I want to know how the hell you did that.
Hey, same.
I really do, because, and we will talk about it along the way. I do have a couple of fan questions. Now, if you see me making funny body gestures every now and again, it's because I have a voice in my head.
He does anyway.
Thanks. But I have an on-air producer. She talks to me through my headphones, stuff like that. Gives me stats, gives me bits of information, people's questions, stuff like that along the way. And
Okay, no worries.
besides, she's my wife. And believe me, every woman in the world wants to know this one. Yes, she gets paid to be the voice in my head. One of the
That's
luckiest,
one good thing.
yeah, one of the luckiest women in the world. She gets to boss me around when nobody else can hear it. Literally. It could be an interesting conversation if you heard it from my end. It really could be. But having said that, we do need her to be able to give me this information because I can pass it on to you, ask you the questions if I feel it's significant. If not, well, your questions will get dealt to one day, maybe. You never know. You never know. We'll put it in file 13, like that. Anyway, Hayley, loving the jacket, by the way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I like my jean jackets.
Yeah, I do too. I've got to be honest with you, I like denim jackets. Too many years of wearing leather ones, you know what I mean? It's something a bit lighter.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, let's go to the desk and let's have some fun. Welcome, Hayley. It's an absolute pleasure to catch up with you.
Well, thank you for having me on your show.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 21 after 11 o'clock, 21 degrees bordering on the weatherman's 22 prediction. Believe me, he's not going to win. He's not. 26 degrees, Barbara said 25. She's not going to win either. I have faith. I do. It is Monday, March the 1st, coming into a brand spanking new week here at Galaxy, and absolutely elated to have everybody joining us here for Hayley Verrall coming out of, now I hope I got that right, coming out of Ontario, and believe me, absolutely fascinated with Hayley's music. And as an engineer, I don't listen to music as a fan, you know what I mean. I listen to it as an engineer, as a DJ, and absolutely can't fault this work. I really can't. Hayley Verrall, welcome to Galaxy.
Thank you for having me, and welcome to the listeners that are listening to me talk.
Well, Hayley, believe me, all around the world are joining us this morning, and it's an absolute pleasure to be able to bring you on a platform that they can absolutely relate to, if you know what I'm saying. Believe me, we've got people that are just coming in from everywhere. Troy Tomer's watching us. Hello, Troy. Nice to have you with us. Merv Pinney's with us as well. Nice, Merv. Nice to have you. Merv is a Kiwi artist here in New Zealand, by the way, and big fan of Merv's work, including Troy Tomer. Troy, always a pleasure to have you with us. It really is. We must catch up in the near future as well. Hayley, I got to ask you, as a fan, well, I've got a fan question for you, and believe me, everybody wants to know this. How do we get in touch with you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, Hayley, do you respond?
I always respond whenever I can. So you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I think I already said Instagram, but I have all of those platforms. I may not message you on Twitter, but because I don't use it as much. But if you message my Facebook page or Instagram page at Hayley Verrall Music, I will definitely get in touch with you as soon as possible.
You know, you shouldn't have said that. Now you're going to get another 5,000 Facebook fans. You'll be there all day doing that. You'll get nothing done, literally nothing done. Little Birdie tells me that you got a boyfriend that's in the game as well. I want to talk to you a little later on about him and his achievements as well. So I'm very interested in that. I really am, because if he is anything close to the quality that you are, I'm very interested. You know what I mean? And
exactly.
It's not easy getting an interview with us here at Galaxy. It really isn't. It's quite a process. And I congratulate you for making this part. I really do.
Well, thank you.
We kicked the show off with Daddy. Now tell me all about Daddy. Where did you come from the lyrics of this?
So I wanted to write a very old, classic country kind of tune. And I took from my people of like Patsy Cline, Dolly Parton, and Johnny Cash. It was like, I need to tell a very detailed story. So when you listen to the song and you close your eyes, you can visualize everything around you. So when writing that song, I wanted to talk about a family and God and the Bible and things that you always hear about in old-style country songs.
You know, I think that style literally is actually making a re-insurgence. I was talking to a young man earlier on this morning, Brandon Lorenzo, and he's saying, you know, Grant, I went back to the 90s and took that style and brought it back again, and I absolutely love that. I really do. Bringing something a little old school into the modern day era, and that is brilliant. Now, Hayley, how long have you been a songwriter?
Songwriter, I think for about 4 or 5 years.
Okay, so you're relatively new to it. Of course, you got the rest of your life ahead of you. You're only 21, and this is what fascinates me.
23, I'm 23.
23. Statistician got it wrong. Sorry. 23.
That's okay. You know what? I always love feeling more younger.
Well, look at me. I mean, this is what radio does to you, but believe me, I'm only 21 myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You look good for 21.
Thank you. Don't get involved in radio as much as I have. It really... They keep you... Well, they keep me in a little dark place downstairs at night. They don't let me out of here.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Next to Otto. Otto is the poor old fellow that we have here. He's about 97 years of age, and we make him go running up and down the stairs into the attic into the basement to go.
Oh, you're telling your secrets. Oh, no.
Yeah, no, to go and get us music. You know what I mean? It's a dark, dingy place. Well,
Awesome.
I'm on the next level up from there. You know what I mean? He goes racing past my bedroom all the time. A weird old guy, he really is. So, anyway, Hayley, you've been writing now for about 4 years, and do you write with other writers, or do you pen this absolutely stunning work by yourself?
So I started out writing by myself. I started out, and then I wanted to branch out and work with other songwriters because I believe more ears are better than one. And when doing that in songwriting, so many more ideas come out and better songs form. Like my other songs that I have, like He Don't Like Country. I believe I have another one with one of my best friends called Side of Small Town. So seeing that and seeing what ideas can flow from multiple ears, I definitely want to keep collaborating.
You know, I get that. I really, really do. And believe me, I know some huge songwriters in my own right, if you know what I mean, that I think, quite frankly, you could get on very, very well with. I really, really do. But, you know, I absolutely love your style. I do. Now, I see here, believe me, I've got Mara Morris, Casey Musgraves, Dolly Parton. These people are absolutely legendary in the game, and I can see if you continue to do it the way you're doing it right now, you're going to be right up there in absolute no time. And believe me, I can see the CCMAs, the CMAs, all of that. I can see that coming your way very, very shortly. Now, having said that, it is kind of a surreal time right now. I don't take that you're doing a lot of live shows. So are you doing more writing? Are you doing more recording right now?
So right now, I'm keeping myself in the social media game. I'm songwriting. I have some more songs I'm working on. And we're planning for my next release, and we're trying to figure out what song we want to do next, and we're getting that started shortly.
You know, that excites me. It really does, because I'm kind of hoping that you'll come back again and we can do this again. Will you consider that?
I would love to. Well, thank you.
Sort of sadistic, aren't you? Literally.
You never know.
Yeah, believe me. And when we talk about your boyfriend, maybe you might be feeding him to the wolf as well. You never know. It might be a bit of fun. Don't tell him. Don't. But believe me, I want to talk to you about Like You Mean It. But first of all, with this time, we can't do concerts too much around the world and doing live stuff right now. But I don't see that that's going to last forever. I think we're going to get a reprieve here sooner or later, and I'm kind of hoping that the vaccine does its thing, even though I'm a little worried that mutant strains are now kind of dodging that. I'm kind of hoping that we get onto that and get it done. So once that's all said and done, would you consider coming to New Zealand and playing in front of New Zealand audiences?
That would be sick. I would love to travel the world. That'd be so cool, especially meet you guys. And see the New Zealand fans. That would be really inspiring as well, to just come into my comfort zone, because I've been stuck in Canada for so long. But just come to a new country.
I got to be honest with you, you won't be alone, because there's a number of other young ladies that we want to bring out, all in one big bash, to be very honest. I think you fit right on in there very, very comfortably. And I want to talk to you a little later on about a couple of friends that I have that I'd like to be able to introduce you to. One of them has a magazine, another one has a TV podcast kind of show.
Okay.
And it's all about promoting Hayley Verrall as much as we can. Now that you've become part of the Galaxy family, we get behind you as much as possible and see if we can push you to the next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that.
It's an absolute pleasure. It really, really is, because you have such a talent. Now tell me, you Like You Mean It. Tell me a bit about this. I'm kind of put on the spot here. I think I should tell you like I mean it. So you tell me all about that.
So that song was written, I was part of Canada's Music Incubator, so it was like an entrepreneurship program that focused on working on building your brand and working with other artists. So I wrote that song, and I wrote it because I was seeing all over social media, people were writing about relationship issues and things going on in their life. And I was like, you know what? I want to write a song about that. Even though I've never dealt with it myself, I'm seeing so many of my friends dealing with such hard times with their loved one. And seeing how they're being treated, I believe that I want to write a song and just say, hey, I see what's going on and everything's going to be okay. Because guys, you got to love us women like you mean it. But also, it can also go the other way around where women have to treat their man right as well.
Absolutely. It's called the yin and yang of life. Pretty much it does. Believe me, mine treats me like an old shoe. We're comfortable together, you know what I mean? A couple of pair of old slippers, to be honest. Here's Hayley Verrall right here at Galaxy Live, and like you mean it. How you feeling, Hayley?
Not too bad.
Nice.
I'm nice and chill in my lovely room.
Well, you are, absolutely. I hope you've got a stiff drink there. You might need it after this.
That's a boyfriend.
I've got my water bottle.
Oh, okay. Water. Yeah, another water bottle. We take count of these things. We do. How many people have a stiff drink? How many need a stiff drink after it? You know what I mean?
I only drink on the weekends, Friday and Saturdays.
Well,
I feel like it.
Isn't it Sunday there?
Yes.
So it's still the weekend
Monday.
officially.
Yeah.
Semantics. Okay, I get it.
Maybe. No. I like my water. I like to put my flavoring in the water.
Yeah. Believe me,
Vodka.
whiskey, vodka, anything like that's good flavouring. Moonshine.
That's a boyfriend there.
I had a young lady from North Carolina send me some moonshine just a couple of months ago.
Oh wow. I'm a vodka girl.
I know a person.
Yes.
I'll get some sent to you from Norway. How's that?
I'll try some Norway vodka.
Okay, I'll introduce you actually because he has a band. He promotes his own band. He's a manager of a band, but he also writes music. Okay, and in fact, he wrote a little bit of the score for. I don't know whether you would be familiar with. The Hobbit, the
Lord of the
Rings.
But
Yeah, he wrote something
I've
for
heard
that.
the whole song.
You've heard the whole song, yeah,
but
believe
they
me.
only use just the beginning.
Yeah, it's only just a snippet
It's a
of
great track, actually.
it. It really is. It really is. Besides, she might have heard the whole song for the Lord of the Rings, but
Okay.
I know Peter Jackson.
Oh, come on.
I went to university with the guy. God, he was weird back then. He really was.
Okay, that's awesome.
Oh, look, you know, university
right,
students.
Frank likes weird people.
Oh, yeah, I love weird people.
Yeah.
I'm weird myself. I love all sorts of weirdness. I
Hey,
do.
we're all weird in our own ways.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
believe me.
true.
I like other people's ways to be weirder as much as mine, believe me. I do. Life's too boring if you don't have something a little weird in it, don't you think?
Hey, exactly. That's why we're all different. If you were all the same, it would be so boring.
Now, you did say that you wanted to come to New Zealand. I got to warn you, we're a little crazy down here in New Zealand. Okay, we're going to talk about that next.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Hey, we got some crazies in Canada. Don't worry about it.
Oh, believe me, I'm coming there to go Sasquatch hunting. Don't you worry. I'm very familiar with it. Okay, yeah. You know, Hayley, I'm impressed. I am so impressed. I really, really am. In January 23rd, 21, the song spinning literally in the CBC Country 171 on Sirius XM radio has been spinning since November. That's huge to be able to be consistently on a radio station for that amount of time. And I say that because here at Galaxy, Believe me, if somebody lasts more than a couple of weeks, it's really, really outstanding. And there's a number of Canadians right now that have been, well, I think they've pitched tent and taken up residence in the top 40. And you came straight in at number 11, and it was with Dance Around It. And we have so many requests for it, but we're not going to talk about that just yet. We kind of touched on the subject. Maybe you might like to come down to the Antipodes here and visit us here in New Zealand. Now, I can let you know, I said it, we're a little crazy down here, and we have a few weird and wonderful kind of traditions that we partake in. And Barbara is the manager of an entertainment company that brings bands into the country. She's bored right now. It's been about a year since we've been involved in this. Literally, I think the anniversary was yesterday for a year that we haven't done anything. But once we do, we would love to be able to have you come down here, play in front of New Zealand audiences. We're going to put some other artists with you as well, and just have one hell of a good time. You know what I mean? Now, you did indicate you wanted to do that, but I've got to let you know. The Indigenous folks of New Zealand, being the Maori, has a traditional thing that they do here that we participate in as well. It's called the hoo-hoo grub. Now, are you familiar with the hoo-hoo grub?
I've never heard of that before.
Okay.
I know in Newfoundland the tradition is kissing a fish, kissing a cod, but I've never heard of that tradition.
I couldn't do that to my mother at all, really. No, that's so wrong. Kiss a cod, yeah. We'll take you down to Fiordland where literally I'll show you around down there. It's like the dinosaurs are still wandering around the place. It's like time for God. It really. I know the dinosaurs are wandering. Mum was down there the other day. They had photos of her, all right? It was on Facebook. Sorry, Mum. Literally. But the hoo-hoo grub, you're familiar with the caterpillar, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is like a caterpillar on steroids. It's big, it's white, it's got a black head, and what you do is, you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the head. Don't eat the head, it's yucky. But when you crunch down on the body, it tastes like creamy peanut butter.
Hello?
Now everybody's just zoomed right into your face right there, literally.
Oh no.
Yeah, true. It's you've heard of white worm, right? When you drink the keeler, have the worm at the bottom.
No.
You've never tried that?
No.
Oh boy, are you in for some fun?
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it's all going to happen here in New Zealand. It really, really is. But well, you know, this truly does taste like peanut. In fact, I'll get Barbara to send you the instructional videos just to show you I'm not pulling your leg. Okay?
All right.
Yeah. We have a place now. New Zealand's made up of 3 islands. Right down the very bottom, 4 if you include Australia, and we want to include Australia. We think, we want to take ownership of that. Any time now is good. Yeah, we do. New Zealand rule. Literally. But we're made up of 3 islands. Right down the bottom is an island called Stewart Island. The only island in New Zealand that actually got a name. It was called Stewart, right? Then whoever named New Zealand just lost the plot literally and called the next one South. And then North. Yay. Very inventive, don't you think? And I'm kind of a person that likes to name things. So I want to rename the whole deal actually. Let's give everything a decent modernised name instead of what we got right now. But, Aotearoa, I can deal with that. I like that as well. It's it's Te Reo, or Maori language for New Zealand, Aotearoa, land of the long white cloud. So I'm good with that. I really am. But I think we should name South and North something decent, much like the moon. Have you ever noticed that, Hayley, that, man and scientists are out there finding new planets all the time, and they go ahead and name these planets without even asking the residents of the planet itself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've noticed that.
Including they named the moons. But ours is still named Moon. That's pretty bloody boring, don't you think?
Oh, It is what it is, though.
Well, no, I want to change that. I've been going, and believe me, I've been actively doing this for about 2 years now. I want to rename it to Celestial Body Brian.
How come?
Why not? It's better than Moon. Don't you think? I think it's better than Moon anyway, I do. But believe me, look good on a check, wouldn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it would. But having said that, down the west coast of the South Island, we have a place called Hokitika. They have a wild foods festival down there that we make sure that we take our artists to all the time. And believe me, a number of them that are going to be doing this particular show are all aware of the hoo-hoo grub. They really, really are. But you're familiar with festivals, you know, kids wandering around, candy floss, hot dogs, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, not there. Wild food means, yeah, you know, might see a kid wandering around with a deep fried locust or something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the... You got to wonder about a guy handing you a bowl of white wiggly things and expecting you to eat one, though. You really... Believe me, don't worry about it. It's me. I'm handing it to you. I really am.
Okay.
But I'll participate with you as well. Believe me, I've had many, and I don't mind them, to be very honest. Have you ever heard of Queenstown?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, and I don't mean Queensland in Australia. That's where men wear dresses and run around funny, kind of, yeah. Queenstown is a little boutique kind of town, come city, where all the A-listers go from around the world just to hide and take, you know, their significant others and or best friends, stuff like that, get away from the paparazzi. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Shania Twain owns property down there. Kevin Costner was down there, you know, prior to this COVID thing. Same with Keanu Reeves and Tom Cruise. All the A-listers go there. So you never know who you might bump into. But Hayley, I've got to be honest, you don't want to bump into me.
I'll try and stay away.
Yeah, well, you know, believe me, I'll throw you off a bridge.
I will land.
No, you won't. Actually, you'll bounce. We have a thing down there called bungee jumping.
Okay.
And, well, you're not Australian, so we'll attach the bungee.
All right.
Okay, so we'll take you down there. We'll also take you for a ride on the shot over. Believe me, you will absolutely love that. It's a jet boat thing, and believe me, what they don't do with that boat is not worth doing. Believe me, they turn the sucker inside out, basically. Yeah, at high speeds. Absolutely adrenaline fueled. It really, really is. Are you getting the idea now that coming to New Zealand, it's all about challenging yourself?
Yeah. Listening to what you've been talking about and seeing things, that's awesome.
Nice.
It's definitely about going out of your comfort zone. Yeah, that's really cool.
Exactly, and believe me, I'll throw you out of an aeroplane.
Oh, thank you.
That's okay, I will step out with you. Take your parachute. Have you ever thought of parachuting? A little bit of skydiving?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, believe me.
I'm a roller coaster type of girl. I like to sit in the front row and have my hands up the entire ride.
Oh, we'll do that as well. Literally, we've got one at Rainbow's End. We can the Coca-Cola corkscrew. Love that. Yeah, a lot of fun. But I've been doing skydiving now for about 37 years. So if you'd like to try it, I would be honoured to be able to strap you to my front and just jump out of a perfectly good airplane. What do you reckon?
We'll see.
And while you're coming here to New Zealand, are you going to bring your boyfriend?
Hey, why not?
Yeah, why not?
We want to travel together, so
yeah,
why not experience it all together?
Exactly. You never know. We might be able to get him on stage and doing a few things as well. And I do want to talk to you about him very, very shortly. I really, really do. But having said that, are you into shopping?
Hey, I like my shopping, but not for the typical things girls like. I like shopping. I like shoe shopping, but not like the big high heels. I'm a sneakerhead. I like video games.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, you're gonna love Barbara because she's an Olympic shopper.
Oh.
She really is. And if you manage to pluck up the courage, and I'll pay for it, I really will. I'm trying to get Barbara tattooed. What do you reckon? Should we do that with her?
A tattoo?
Yeah, let's get her a tattoo. What do you reckon?
Hey, if it's something memorable, I've always wanted. I've been thinking of one. Maybe in the future as well. Maybe getting one just of a song or something. Like one of my favorite songs.
There you go. Well, I tell you what, we know a few dermatologists that are in the trade, and we can take care of you. We really, really can. And believe me, I've been trying for a while to get Barbara tattooed, so I think it's a damn good idea. I really do. Now, you are familiar with Lord of the Rings. About an hour and a half away from where we are right now is actually the original set of Lord of the Rings, and
Okay.
I'll have to get some of the staff to take you there. I'm not allowed back in.
Why not? Come
Well,
on, you opened the can. Now you gotta spill it.
well, the thing is, and this is true too. You know those little security golf carty things that they drive around in?
Oh no, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. One went missing. Landed up in a big lake, about many kilometres away. To be honest with you, how the heck we didn't get arrested driving that? Yeah, miles, literally down the roads. Yep, lots of fun. But yeah, I'm not allowed back in apparently.
I wouldn't blame them.
Yeah, well, my ace card is I know Peter Jackson. So, well, you want to go to Lord of the Rings? I'll go to the producer, Sir Lord of the Rings, and see how you fare then. Maybe then they might let me have at least an ice cream and a bun or something inside there. You never know. Have you ever heard of a Zorb?
Pardon?
Have you ever heard of a Zorb?
I don't think so, no.
It's spelt Z-O-R-B or Z-O-R-B, depending on which country you come from. It's a big round clear plastic ball.
Oh, those things. Okay, yes, I've heard of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
put you in one of those, roll you down a hill. Lots of
Oh,
fun.
fantastic.
Yeah, plenty of alcohol before. Be fun watching you try and do it during and afterwards, I'm sure. But believe me, the more alcohol you have, the more fun it is. I've got to be honest, it really, really is. But we'll put some runners in front of you so that, well, when you run over their faces, it's priceless, really.
All right.
Yeah, lots of fun. You know, the looks on their faces. You know, see if you can take a shot with. Yeah, I've tried it for years. So please bring your bikini because they put water in there. You know what I mean? So we wouldn't want your good clothes getting wet. Now, I want to know how you did this because, believe me, I'm fascinated. Straight in at number 11 on the Galaxy charts. We've played it a couple of times. I got to be honest with you, we dipped the toe in the water kind of deal. Didn't say anything to anybody and just played it. It blew up our internet on a number of occasions, so much so that these days I'm finding it hard to get through a breakfast show without playing Dance Around It. I want to know how the heck you managed to do that. Now tell me all about Dance Around It. Where did the lyrics come from?
So this song, when I wanted to release another song to radio and work with another artist, he had songs already, and he sent me a whole bunch of these songs, and I listened to them, and I was like, when I heard this song, the lyrics really spoke to me, and I'm like, you know what? I want to release this. I want to be the featured artist on this song, because this is something no one's going to expect. I'm used to doing this old country classic kind of music and the traditional sound, but I'm really digging the pop country scene. So when I first heard that song and heard the lyrics and was like, you know what, people aren't going to expect this, I want to jump on this and I want to release it and see what happens. Because pop country and hearing the music, the melodies, and especially the lyrics, I want to go with it and see what happens.
You know, Hayley, this song has made a huge connection with our audio audience. I don't call them fans, I actually call them an audio audience. And they literally blow up our internet every time that we get on a breakfast show. And our poor Sarah, our receptionist, I've got to be honest with you, she started this by writing down people's names and the requests.
Wow.
Now it comes to me on a USB. She goes, Grant, you deal with it. On a daily basis, it really, really does. And
Wow.
we love it here at Galaxy. So, joining us live is Hayley Verrall coming out of Canada. Yes, and 11 on the Galaxy charts. Number 11, literally, straight away. Here is Dance Around It. this style connects with people, Hayley.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that.
You know,
And that's my whole goal as a musician, is to connect with as many people as possible to inspire.
well, let me tell you, Daddy gets, so far, the stats on that is about 500 requests. It goes up.
Oh.
It goes up a bit. It goes up to about 1,300 for Like You Mean It, just around those numbers. But Dance Around It's around 3,400.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So this
Yeah.
made a huge impact here at Galaxy, and I'm kind of hoping that you're going to continue on that kind of vein. I mean, yeah, Daddy's good. That is the old school deal, and you know, I like you mean it. I love that cool. But this is awesome.
Well, thank you.
And-
That means a lot, because this song, when I first released it, and just seeing how many people really enjoyed it, and I was like, you know what? They didn't expect this from me. They were expecting that traditional country sound, like I said. And hearing that and hearing the feedback from this makes me want to continue to do more pop country, because I've been listening to it all the time, listening to different artists, and just hearing the melodies and how catchy the hooks are. That's what I want to do.
Hayley,
Great,
I
catchy
think,
hooks that are memorable.
I think, Hayley, literally, this is your niche right there. Right there.
Definitely.
Literally. The numbers speak for themselves. They like Daddy? Yeah, a little, right? They love Like You Mean It? A little more. But this is blowing it out of the water, my God. This is the direction right there. It speaks for itself.
Awesome. That's amazing to hear that. And thank you for giving me the stats.
Oh, my
And
pleasure.
thank you to everybody that's listening to the music and helping independent artists, because we all really appreciate that.
Well, you know, Hayley, without people like you, I don't have a job. So I need you continuously writing music, recording music, coming back for interviews, everything like that, because believe me,
Thank you.
it's an absolute honour to be able to share your works of art with our audio audience. Let's go back to the desk. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and I'm absolutely elated to be joined by Hayley Verrall, coming out of, yes, she's Canadian. Yeah, no, we do like it. It would be remiss of us if we didn't play good Canadian music. We really, really would. And somebody as proficient at the music game as Hayley is, well, you know, it's an absolute pleasure to be able to be playing her music here. 3,472 requests for Dance Around It to date and climbing, and I know that's going to be higher tomorrow. It's going to be a gain in the breakfast show. I can see it. I really, really can. Now, Hayley, I'm kind of hoping that that's not the entry level. I'm kind of hoping that I'm going to see better and better and better from you in the near future. Is that the plan?
That's always the goal. We're going to try and keep the consistency and continuously provide work that's going to make people smile.
You know, Hayley, I see so many bands, they come out with one really big bang song right at the start of the career. Then they go down this lovey-dovey kind of stuff, and before you know it, they're all sad and they're broken cowboys, and you know what I mean, sitting on the trail, sitting on the deck of their truck with a bottle in their hand, crying about the lady that lost them. You know what I mean? I'm kind of hoping that you keep that energy going. You keep that, because it is a surreal time. People need a little bit of energy, a little bit of happiness, a little bit of fun and enjoyment in their lives, and that's what Dance Around It does for our audience. So I'm kind of hoping that the next one's going to be that much and more. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I know exactly what you're saying.
And I mean, 3,472 requests, that's 75 requests now. People are still requesting it as we speak, so believe me, it is making a huge, huge impact here at Galaxy. Now, before we go, I want to know the skinny on the boyfriend. Gimme.
Alrighty. So we met about over 3 years ago. Now I'm a country girl. I like country music. He likes jazz music. And what's really neat is that we started playing shows together, country shows only, because I'm not too much of a jazz player or anything like that. But he would play the cajon because he's a drummer. So we would play country shows together, and we started going to different shows. And he also has a band that he releases music with, which I know Barbara said that she saw that. And currently they're releasing like a bunch of folkish, funk, jazz kind of things going out there. So I'll be sure to send that your way, as well as let him know that you guys are definitely interested, because he records from home. Him and his band.
Okay.
They jam it out. They jam it out and they record and they mix it on their own, and it's really inspiring to see what you can do when you're just sitting there and in your zone.
You know, I'm interested in that. I'm an engineer myself. I have been almost 40 years now. Not only recording studios, but also front of house. I've travelled around the world a number of times with different bands and stuff like that. So I have an ear for these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why you and I are doing the interview today, is because I had an ear for your music. I kind of had a prediction that Dance Around It, for instance, was going to be a huge impact at Galaxy, and we forced it forward. We really, really did. I'm interested. If he is anywhere near good, as you say, and like your class of music, then I'm really, really interested in at least having a listen to it. You know what I mean? So please let him know that Barbara might be on the hunt very, very shortly, because we're very, very interested in that. Now,
I think it's good, and I'm a very picky person when it comes to music, because I listen to music for the lyrics. Now, they release some instrumentals, but just seeing the pure talent of his guitar player, Jacob, and his percussion, and Nick's percussion skills, which is my boyfriend, seeing them work together and what they can create and how they mix it together, it's really fascinating.
So, okay, let's give the band a plug. Give Nick a plug. What's his last name?
Begg, B-E-G-G. Their band is called Lens.
There you go. And folks, keep an eye out for Lens, and keep an eye out here at Galaxy. You never know, they might be making an appearance sometime soon. Unfortunately, it might not be for a couple of months with that booked up with doing these interviews. We really, really are. I think we're doing about 3 or 4 a day right now. Way back in the day, about 7 years ago, we were lucky to get a band to be able to talk to us. Now we can't get away from them. We really can't.
Congratulations, and I'm so happy to be a part of this.
Well, Barbara gets about 30 bands a day, literally. And then she's got to work it out with production, whittle it down so that, well, keeping in mind we can only do so many in a day, if you know what I mean. Plus, at the same time, once production and Barbara work it out, then it goes to a board of between 8 and 12 people, depending on which board meeting it's going to be. Their only concern is it's got to be good. It really does got to be good, because it's our reputation. You know what I'm saying? So if it doesn't fit those requirements, then it doesn't come to me. And Barbara hands it to me on a little USB kind of deal that I play in my car. It's a Bluetooth deal that I put in my car for 2 reasons, by the way, Hayley. First reason is nobody can influence me on whether I want to do the interview with the person that I'm listening to, and it doesn't give me any information. Believe me, it doesn't. It just plays the music. I get no title, no name, nothing. The other reason, to be quite truthful, nobody wants to drive with me. They kind of feel going sideways is weird.
I don't blame them.
Well, you know, we're in between about 3 major cities, and we're in a little forest. We have a milling town right here, you know what I mean? Which means forestry everywhere. And, well, I know where the keys are, I know where the combinations. Well, you know, those fire breaks are fun. And if you got some good music to listen to, it just makes it that much more of an enjoyable experience. It really does.
Okay.
But my staff don't believe me. They're sick and tired of screaming and holding tight onto things that shouldn't be held tight onto, literally. Hayley, I got to say thank you so much for joining us. We'd love it again if you would come back and release more music with us. We'd you do that?
I would love to. I would definitely love to come back. You're definitely quite a character that I want to keep talking to. Enjoy it.
And I've also got to say hello to Aaron Halliday as well. Want to talk to you about touring and everything like that. A little later down the track, we need to know what your expectations are so that we can at least try and fulfill those, okay? So talk to us about those, but let's get the doors and the borders and everybody open before we start touring. I want to bring Hayley to New Zealand as soon as possible, and believe me, Hayley, we will send you some instructional videos just to show you I'm not pulling your leg on a number of things.
Okay.
Other than that, we would absolutely welcome you here to New Zealand and would love to have you play on stage. And it is such a pleasure to be able to play your music here at Galaxy. Looking forward to the future.
Thank you, and thank you so much for what you do for independent artists. And thank you to the listeners for requesting Dance Around It and all my other songs constantly. Let's keep it up. Let's annoy Galaxy FM. I'm just kidding.
No, do that. Do that. We want it. We want the interaction. We want Hayley to come to New Zealand, and we want Hayley to release brand new stuff right here at Galaxy. So in the meantime, don't go anywhere just yet, Hayley. We've got a couple of things we do. But I'm going to hand you over to the other studio. You're right here at Galaxy. Good morning. Galaxy. How was that?